Welcome to the Capital Compass. I'm Lindsay Melchak. Today we're featuring NurExone Biologic, an innovative biotech company pioneering exosome-based therapies designed to help patients recover from traumatic central nervous system injuries. Now, there's a lot happening at NurExone, from the formation of a U.S. subsidiary and a new CEO to lead that subsidiary, to their plans for uplisting to a major U.S. exchange and recent funding activity. Plus, we'll get into an inside scoop on some exciting preclinical results and an upcoming scientific report that can mark a major step in the research development. Now, back with us to walk through all of this is the dear Dr. Lior Shaltiel, CEO of NurExone. Welcome back. It's always lovely to see you.
Thank you for being here. Great being again on the show.
Absolutely. Now, I think the best place to actually start is with that U.S. subsidiary. So tell us maybe a little bit about that and the Exotop, as well as, can you tell us about the new Exotop CEO?
Yes. So let's start with the context. We bought just recently, in the end of last year, huge assets, which is the master cell bank. This is in US, from a US company, and these assets will stay in the US, and this is the reason that we opened the subsidiary there. The the aim of the subsidiary is, first of all, to hold the master cell bank, develop it to a working cell bank, and produce naive exosomes, which is the first step of our therapy, for NurExone supply, NurExone Ltd, for further research and development for clinical phase. And because we are sitting on a large assets, also offer exosomes in the highest standards as a B2B business for cosmetic, aesthetic, and other vendors that would like to purchase it. Regarding the CEO, I'm very glad to have Jacob Licht on our board. He came with more than 25 years experience in a large pharmaceutical, including a lot of experience in operation and M&As. I think that's bring NurExone to a new level, speaking American and not just entrepreneurship Israelis.
Now, let's peel back just a little bit more here if we can. Now, you've engaged with a number of North American investment banks in order to achieve that U.S. exchange listing. So my question is, what can you share about that process, where it stands, and what it means for NurExone's next phase of growth?
Sure. So we complete in April a 2.3 million Canadian dollars raise. We are well funded with the backwind of a very successful JP Morgan event in San Francisco. We got a lot of attention from US and Canadian investment banks. And our plan is now to uplist NurExone from Canada to a major stock exchange in the US in order to be in the right market, because, as you know, the majority of large pharmaceutical that got into a clinic needs to be in a major stock exchange with the support of the market and the liquidity. And we will get this support from these investment banks to raise in two steps: a pre-IPO raise, and after that a full IPO to a major stock exchange in the US.
That all sounds so exciting. So how do you plan to use the funds to work? And are you looking at any additional support from the government for grants in Israel?
Yes, we are looking for all the time non-governmental funds. We have interest from the Israeli Defense Ministry in order to apply NurExone product also in the battlefield. I believe that it will be also relevant for the US DoD, Department of Defense. So non-governmental is, of course, one of the sources to support NurExone. But on top of that, as I said, we would like to use the raise now and the raise that we complete in April in order to proceed into the clinical stage as a clinical stage company, and provide all the necessary IND enabling study in order to submit it to the FDA.
Well, I'm going to flip over here to go over some preclinical information that's exciting as well. So, the latest preclinical results around the exoP10 look really promising, Lior, when it comes to improving motor function. So, for you, what stood out in the findings? I mean, how does this move the needle for your research?
That's a very good point. We changed models in NurExones, moving from a very, very severe and not physiological model, which is full transection of the spinal cord, which we could see a motor, sensoric, and urine bladder functional recovery. But now we move to more physiological in order to, get more physiological data in a compression model, meaning that you're pressing the nerves and not cutting it. That's more fit to what happened in your human when you have an injury. And we see even stronger recovery. Okay, we get if you take a scale, the scale of motor recovery is even higher when you use the therapy. So this gives us a lot of hope that we are in the right direction. On top of that, we have also the results that we're getting more and more rats into the optic nerve damage, showing the same strong recovery after just 18 days in a ERG. I think we are in the right track. We need to make sure that we have the whole package that necessary for the FDA in order to translate our company to a clinical stage company.
So let's lean into that research further. I know that there's a scientific report that's coming out soon as well. So, how big of a moment is that for you, and what kind of response are you hoping for from regulators or investors or even potential partners?
The correspondence with the FDA is critical. So one of the things that we want to keep is the dialogue. The last one that we had is in end of 2023 when we complete the pre-IND. Um, since then, we had a lot of progress. Our our research become even more advanced. The production that we do in the 3D bioreactors is getting more advanced. So we have more questions to the FDA, and when sharing that, we are getting ourselves more focused. What is the right track? So keeping the dialogue is critical, and we are working with the regulator to help us bring the therapy further into a clinical stage.
Well, you have a lot of moving parts going on right now, so thank you for taking the time to sit with us again.
My pleasure. Great to
Again,
be here.
again, that was Dr. Lior Shaltiel, CEO of NurExone Biologic. Their ticker symbol is NRX on the TSX Venture Exchange, and you can find more information you need on this company at nurexone.com. Thank you for watching. I'm Lindsay Melchick. We'll see you next time.